This segment brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook. Let us help feed your family.
Well, I'm Scott Bennett, Director of Congressional Relations at American Farm Bureau. Excited to be here in Kansas for the 101st Kansas Farm Bureau annual meeting. It was great to visit with your membership on issues as they pertain to livestock, primarily cell-based protein and the debate over what you call it and who regulates it. American Farm Bureau policy supports not calling these meat alternatives meat, and we support USDA having primary jurisdiction over those. We are actively lobbying USDA and FDA through their memorandum of understanding so that the regulatory protocol on those products is beneficial to our membership. I like to remind people that it's very important to differentiate between plant-based proteins and cell-based proteins. Plant-based you can buy in the store now, your Impossible Burger, your Beyond Meat. However, the cell-based protein products are not available for sale in the United States, even though there's a lot of hype around them. We are working with FDA and USDA on that regulatory scheme, and again, we want the consumer to know exactly what they're purchasing, and we would argue that with either of these categories it's not in fact a meat product. We also talked about traceability, and the Cadillac of all state traceability programs is here in Kansas with Cattle Trace. Texas and Florida have some very good state traceability programs as well, but encouraging USDA to take a look at what works for the states, what doesn't work for the states, and having a very pragmatic and well thought out federal program on cattle disease traceability or animal disease traceability program. We've been working closely at American Farm Bureau with Under Secretary Ibach on exactly how that would look. And preliminary stages of an animal disease traceability protocol will be established by 2023, likely for animals over 18 months of age, sexually intact, that cross state lines, and brands will be accepted as well through that. So it's kind of putting our toe in the water on animal disease traceability and finding out exactly what will work well. Another hot topic item is gene editing in animals. And again, similar to cell-based protein or the meat alternative side, working with FDA and USDA on how that is regulated. FDA has a rather onerous regulatory scheme around that right now that doesn't encourage innovation or intellectual property to be held here in the United States. Other countries are currently getting that investment. We need a regulatory scheme that works for people interested in that in the United States so that we can retain that intellectual property and grow an industry through gene editing here in the United States. And last but not least, and something probably very near and dear to those in Kansas with animal cattle production, is the aftermath of the August Finney County, Holcomb, Kansas, Tyson plant fire. We immediately at American Farm Bureau met with USDA Under Secretary Ibach and told him the need to work closely and monitor the marketplace so that there's no potential for market manipulation or collusion, and that price discovery will be fair. It's fair to assume that markets will become very volatile after such an event, and we just want to make sure that there was no arbitrage or collusion taking place in such a volatile market. But those are the hot button issues that I covered while here at Kansas Farm Bureau, and I would like to thank you all for your hospitality and fellowship with your membership. It's great to be here in Manhattan.